Hi, this is Donna Watts from Paper Crafts Obsession, here today to show you how to make scrunched flowers. Today, for the scrunched flower, I've used a variety of the different scallop punches. And I still have some of the older style punches for some of mine, but I really love the new style punch. It's so much easier to use. It's nice and smooth in it, and the storage is so much easier as well. But I used the 1 3/4 scallop circle, 1 1/4 scallop circle, the 7/8 inch scallop circle, and also just the little tiny scallop circle here that's included in the boho blossoms. Now you can use a variety of different punches if you'd like to do this type of flower, and you can even use maybe the larger 2 3/8 inch scallop circle if you want a larger flower. You just have to put a few more layers in there so that it gets to be a full flower. Or you could use something like the blossom punch and just layer that with different sizes. Perhaps use the fancy flower as some of the layers there together. So a variety of different punches can be used for this technique. But again, today I just use those scallop punches. I'm going to use the crisp cantaloupe cardstock, and I'm going to punch these scallops out. And there we have the 4 different sizes that we're going to use to make our scrunch flower. The next step is to add some color to those scallops, and I'm going to use Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight and Crisp Cantaloupe to add color to the scallops here, and I'm going to use some sponge daubers to do that with. Now I keep my sponge daubers labeled, and I love these things. I use them all the time, and so I have them all sorted out and labeled with the different colors so I don't get them confused, and they're always ready for me to use. So okay, now we're going to color the flowers. Okay, so the first one's going to be the Calypso Coral, I think. And I'll just add that around to add some accent all the way around the edges. And I'm going to do this to each one of the petals. And I'm going to do that on both the front and the back of these. And I don't really care on this one whether I'm crinkling it up a little bit, because we're going to end up scrunching it up pretty good. So I'll turn this over and we'll do the next one. Okay, and I won't make you sit through watching me do that to each one of these, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take each one and do the same thing. After I added the Calypso Coral around the edges, now I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight and just add that just kind of randomly around on the flower here, or on the scallops. It's not quite a flower yet. We'll do that on both, and then after I get finished with that, I'll go back and add a little bit of the crisp cantaloupe again. And I'm just adding it just randomly, just to give it a little more depth. It doesn't really matter. It's what you like, the color that you like. And it's going to bleed a little bit when we get it all wet anyway. But I'm going to do that with all of the flowers, and then I'll be back with you. I have the color all added. Now I want to rough up these flowers a bit with my bone folder so that I can separate the papers. I want to, be able to pull these apart. So that's the next step. I don't get too close up to the camera there, because then you can't see it because it's all fuzzy. All right. And there you go. Eventually you'll see that once you've broken the fibers down, you can see that the edges start to separate. And when I start to pull this apart, you can see that the color, as I mentioned, the color goes all the way through. So when we pull this paper apart, you're getting a little bit thinner, more delicate flower. There we go. I'm going to add color to the inside here, with the sponge daubers a little bit too, but I just wanted you to see this is what I ended up with coloring on the outside, and then that crisp cantaloupe color goes all the way through that cardstock. So let me get these all separated. Okay, now you can see that I've gotten ink all over my paper, all over my fingers, but I have added the color here to the inside. And now I'm going to stack these, and you can decide whether you want the kind of suede looking down, or if you want it up, or you can mix and match. It doesn't matter, but just stack these, kind of offset the scallops a little bit on there. And I'm going to start with the big one and then go to the next size smaller. And then the next. I just want to center these. I think I'll turn that one over. And then the last little one in the center. Not punch, but pierce a hole right in the center here. And it's got to go through a lot, so I'm going to push, wiggle that around a bit. There we go. And now I'm going to put a little brad in the middle just to hold that together. So that there. And use my piercing tool to pry those little prongs apart. Sometimes that helps save the fingers and fingernails, but there we go. Okay, so that's all set. Now, we have all the layers, the flowers. That looks pretty nice, just like it is, but we're going to scrunch it up. That's what this is called. That's why it's called that. So we're just going to scrunch it up one layer at a time. So pull the edges up around that brad as tight as you can get it here. I'm going to scrunch it up, and then there's another layer. Oops, one layer at a time. I don't want a bunch of them. And then the next one. Just keep, I'm sorry, I keep getting it up too high, too close to the camera, and then it gets fuzzy. Then pull it up here. Okay. And again. And again. We're going to just pull all those layers up around and scrunch them together. We have this nice tight little ball. Okay, now I'm going to pull in my an empty CD that we use, CD cover that we use for our clear stamps, and I'm going to just put that in there, and I'm going to spray it with some stamping mist. And just turn that over a little bit. Now this will make the colors run just a bit, and I'm just gently going to pull that out of there just a little bit, and get a little more into the center. And now I'm just going to leave that, set that aside to dry a little bit before I spread it out. Okay, now here's my flower that I used the heat tool just a little bit to dry it faster. And then you come back in and just can kind of undo those petals, or scrunch them back up a little bit more, just to your liking, so that it looks like what you'd like to have. And you can see that the color is still there. It's not with the spray, it kind of bleeds a little bit, and you may want to add just a little more accent. You can come back in with the sponge dauber again and just add a little color to the petals if you'd like, just gently around, and there you have it. That's the scrunched flower. And this is the technique that I use to make a very special card for a very special lady. And I created this with the Poppin' Cuts. And inside you can see that I used the flowers here. Some of them are a little bit smaller. There's a large one in the middle, and some of them are very have a lot of color, and others just a little bit of color, but that's what happens in nature as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more of my projects, visit me at papercraftsobsession.com. Thank you.